up? Your boy Leo Faded, and welcome to the Straight Faded Podcast. Tonight I got a special guest. He goes by the name of Bullet. How you doing, man?
What it do? What it do?
Man, I've been waiting for this episode low key. Like, you've
Hell
been
yeah.
one of the upcoming artists that I knew back then that had like something going on and still got something going on. You know, like you're one of those. I feel like you're one of those artists that you're there and you're not there. You know, like
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
everything going on.
yeah. I'm there, but I'm not there. Yeah, Doug. Yeah, that's what it is. It's cause yeah, it's cause it feels like that because that's what it is. Sometimes I'm there, but I'm not. I just have had a lot of shit going on in my personal life and shit too. So, you know what I mean. And sometimes that shit gets crazy, and that's why I was always there and not there, even from the beginning. You know what I mean. But that's what makes you underground. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's what makes you underground because you're like not letting go of the street shit too. You know what I mean? You want to fuck with it and you want to do music, but you still want to be active and that shit just fucking, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
That shit just takes you out the game sometimes. But hey, but we're here still. You know what I mean? It's 2023 and we're here for a reason. So we're gonna fucking drop that shit.
And for those that don't know, like, tell them something like where you come from, where you started. Um, most people probably know you from Double Nine Records. That's like
Yeah,
the main record that probably got you.
yeah.
But
That's
even
the shit
before
that
that,
yeah.
oh, you got it. Oh
Got the
shit, I
fuck, still
didn't.
got the fucking double nine piece right there for that for y'all to see right there.
Then that is
Yeah.
hard, low key. So like, how you come to like before that? Like, what was the process of getting found out by them?
Shit, the process, how they, well, how they kind of found me was through one of their artists that they already had on their label, which was I think everybody knows him as I know him as Lil G, Lil Gangster, Lil G, and then everybody knows him as King Lil G. So he's the one that actually brought me to Double Nine. He's the one that actually made the call, called me, and we got the ball rolling. When I got to Double Nine, I did a lot of work. They called me for a reason. You know what I mean? There was a lot of studio equipment. They had just bought a gang of studio equipment. You know what I mean? And at that time, like we just wanted to record, bro. We wanted to get in the studio. We just didn't have the resources and the money. And back in those days, King Lil G, his older homeboy, he was you know what I mean. He had a lot of equipment. He had more money. He you know what I mean. He's the one that bought all the shit. And they we're learning everything as we went along, bro. You know what I mean. So as far as working the equipment, you know what I mean. They were learning, we were learning, and from when I got there, Lil G had done one song, he had done one verse, and I was kind of like, man, what am I doing here? I had already stopped rapping. I didn't give a fuck about rapping because we were with another Chicano rap label before that, so we kind of finished that off and we kind of split our ways. So for like that little time that we're apart, he kept doing music and I did, and I was just like whatever about it. So he got into this situation with Death Row and Double Nine. So that's when I got the call and got put onto that whole Death Row Double Nine situation that was already brewing in the works already.
So that's crazy. So technically, you guys could be like the new Dead Road type of like the West Coast new Chicano.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what you
bro.
call it, Chicano West
Chicano,
Coast.
that's what Suge was trying to do. That's what was in the plan and that's what was in the works, bro. Suge Knight, you know what I mean? He always had his obviously his ear and his mind open to business, and what he was planning on doing with Death Row was a whole new wave of shit that would have hit hard and harder along with what they already did. Being the fact that he was looking into like you were saying Mexican artists, and there was some going on over here that he was tapping into that he wanted to bring to the light that could have potentially been like a whole second run for Death Row, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Being
yeah.
being the fact that we Mexicans supported that shit a lot. On the West Coast, we bought the Snoop shit, the Tupac shit, the Death Row shit, all the Dog Pound shit, and now you know what I mean. We was gonna have something like us in there, and yeah, bro, that's you hit it right on the dot. We was like the new Death Row. They were calling it the new Death Row for a little bit.
Yeah, before
Crooked Eye,
yeah,
Eastwood, and all of them. Yup.
yeah, before I get into that, because that's like a whole that's a big topic to talk about, you know. But before we get into all that, let me tell you how I got to know you, and it's crazy too, because during that time, I didn't know about King Leo G or Leo G.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, it was just me going out because I was performing too. I was doing my camera work and all
Yeah,
that. And my first time I ever saw you was you performing for Baby Wicked Show.
yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah. That's
remember.
true, bro.
And
Yeah,
what stood out for me, because I was doing my own thing as a performer. So I check out artists, I give them the props. You know, I like showing love and all that. So when I
Yeah,
seen
same
you,
here, bro. Same
you were
here.
the
So
only artist that stood out because you were doing the mixtapes. You were rapping over other people's beats.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I wasn't. I was doing that too, but I wasn't
Hmm.
hearing other artists like outside of
Doing
me.
it.
You know, so that's when like, oh, this was doing it too.
Hmm.
So I feel like you come from that mixtape era, right?
Yeah, yeah. From the mixtape era, yeah, bro.
So how was
Exactly.
that? How was that type of grind?
That was. I to be honest, bro, I like that grind. I liked it, and I still do because it was the mixtape era was a lot of like the CDs, bro. So I got to interact with a lot of fans, with a lot of people that supported the music. I feel that's what kind of gave me that experience gave me a positive insight to my world, because prior to that, my world was very small. I interacted with, like, if you were to go through my phone contacts, like, sleepy, lazy, creeper, you know what I mean, just number, you know what I mean, just go through the line, and those are just where I interacted. Now when I started, it was hard for me to sell CDs at first because I didn't know how to talk to people. You know what I mean? To pitch and do my pitch and shit, and I'll get more mad than anything. I'm like, man, fuck this. I'll make more money on the block. And I'll kind of get there, give up, get there, give up, like, fuck. And so yeah, that's what I really liked about it. And that mixtape grind, that shit was dope, because you get to hear someone's beat, and if you feel you could do something better or something creatively different, you put your own spin on it, and you flip the beat like that.
Yeah, and I
You
feel
know what I
like
mean?
now that that's like on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what it is now in a way. Cause all you need is probably about like 50-second clip, or let's say like an old let's say 50 cent beat, like a candy shop, whatever. You need a 50 cent. You could put your own words to a 50 cent beat, and you could go viral with that. Or
Damn, that's true, huh?
right.
Damn, I didn't even think of
I
it
feel
like
like
that.
that's like
Yeah.
the new mixtape type of way, like for online. Cause I feel like we went through the grind of, like you said, like selling
Mhm.
in the streets. You even pull up right here to Ghost Town once. We were right there posted up with your
Yeah.
trunk open. We took a picture. You were right there like trying to sell, and
Yeah. Hell
it
yeah.
was like we did everything. We trying to sell online. We trying to sell out here. So we go like through all the struggles, and people don't see that.
Yeah,
So
they don't,
like,
bro. Yeah, we straight pop the trunk, like you said. We pull up, pop the trunk. I always had a trunk full of CDs, merch, and everywhere I would go, you know what I mean. People would catch me, whatever, and we just grind it out. Pull up to car shows, swap meets on the streets. You know what I mean. Just any shopping center, any shopping center that we see that we had that had activity, that had a little bit type of action, we pull up, buy blunt, smoke, and we just bump it, and just interact with the people. That be like, hey, what the fuck, what's up? Some people would trip, some people, you know what I mean.
yeah,
But for the most part, it was always all love. You know what I mean. When it came to music, that was like the gap that bridged everybody. Because it could be some fools that pull up with like animosity. You could tell they'll pull up in the whip 3-4 deep already, like, dying like and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
But then they'll hear the music, they'll hear the beats, and then they'll hear that was us. Like, hey, that's you, fool. Like, hey, what's up, homies? Like, you know what I mean? They'll dap us up, they'll support, and it was always all it was like I said, it was what bridged the gap between different people, different sets from different places of LA. You know what I mean?
yeah,
LA's big as fuck. You know what I mean? People say they're from LA, but it's like, what part though? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's big as fuck. But yeah.
And how was it like? You were signed to Double Nine, or you were
Um.
like a paperwork, or how does that work?
Yeah. There's paperwork. There's paperwork, and then there's your word too. You know what I mean? So a lot of the beginning business that I did as far as music, since I got started really young, a lot of it, bro, a lot of the business I did was just off your word. Like, you know what I mean? And motherfuckers, like, back in those days, it was like you had to have a solid word, bro, because if they shot me, you pretend like they shot me a beat, I took that beat, I wrote to it, and I could go take it record somewhere else. I could, or I could record whatever I'm doing with somebody. And it's happened to where when I was from Double Nine Records, when we were shooting my video one time. I remember I had a record exec from BET one time hit me up. He tried to slide me his business card and shit. And you know what I mean? I was like, you know what I mean? You got to slide it to him over there. You know what I mean? Because that's the person that's handling the management part of the side of the business. You know what I mean? So, that's where being signed on paperwork, when you're signing on paperwork and you want to do some shit like that, the paperwork will stop you from doing it. You know what I mean? You can't just go turn around and use this opportunity to ladder you to another opportunity. That's why there's paperwork and people sign each other. But when you give your word, like, hey, we doing this, is it? You give your word, all right, cool. The next person don't gotta feel you're gonna snake them or anything like that, because you know what I mean. You're already solid like that. You know what I mean?
And whether you think it's better independent or paperwork or palabra, like you said, a word or like.
Um, when it gets to a certain point, bro, is there has to be paperwork when it gets to a certain point because it's just the right way to do business. You know, when you sit down, you talk about it, you have an agreement, you write up the agreement, and then you sign the agreement, and then you know what I mean. But as far as and you know what, it's a good and a bad when you sign or you don't sign because like I said, it could be a bad for the label because they're gonna put you in a situation where they shine light on you on your project and on your music, and other people are gonna inquire about you. They're gonna be like, "Hey, what's up? Are you signed?" And then when they find out you're not, they're gonna try to sway you with another opportunity over here, and the label loses out. You know what I mean? So that could be a loss for them. And then the flip side is what used to happen a lot of times is, and this is crazy. This is crazy because I was young and I didn't know that this shit used to happen. Um, say for example, there'll be beefs, there'll be feuds or shit like that. Paperwork could be good and bad because what people used to say, you got enough money, and you're like, okay, this artist is buzzing over here. This artist over here is gonna be a threat to me soon because I see him coming up. What was done was what people would do was is say this artist over here will get in a position in a record label or in a machine that had millions of dollars behind them. What they would do is they would target another artist and either cut their budget or once they get into a position or something, they cut if they're in the same label, they'll cut promotion on that artist, or they'll get into a situation where they'll start doing things to harm the other artist's career. For example, they could say for example, there's an artist that's independent, has a lot of money independently, and what they can do is if another artist is gonna sign with them and they got millions, which is gonna overshine this artist can sign that artist. Here's 50 G's, I'll sign you, and just put them in the studio and just never put them out.
Damn, that's
Just
like a
never
shell.
put them, yeah, and just never put them out, and just shelf that artist until they're creative. You know what I mean? Their energy is they build. It's like building a house of cards, bro, and just that shit just crumbles. Like imagine how you're gonna feel. Like, hey, you gotta do another album. Damn, bro, I just did this whole shit. Now I gotta do it again. I gotta do it again. And that's kind of what happened to me, bro. I
Damn.
kind of like lost energy and love for this shit because I did one project. I did one project which was the Sounds of the Bullet, and I did
That
it
album
all.
was hard.
I did it. No,
Yeah.
but see, check this out. There was another Sounds of the Bullet before that Sounds of the Bullet.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
and it was all done with Chicano rap beats. So this was when I got to Double Nine, like off the spot. Right away, within a month, I had almost the album done, and it was all Chicano rap beats. It was produced by someone from Old Town Records. I don't know if you remember Old Town Records. They produced a lot of Slow Pain, a lot of shit for like Hellified Records and shit like that. It was a producer called Bandit. He did a lot of my beats, and I did a whole album, Sounds of the Bullet, boom, all Chicano rap beats. And that one we're supposed to just press it, put it in the streets as Double Nine Records, boom, put out this guy is quick. And that shit didn't come about because we started getting more into the situation with Death Row, and we started getting more pretty much better beats, bro. I mean, I don't mean to say it like that, but it's we started getting more quality, more industry quality production, shit that ain't never happened in the Chicano rap game before.
Kind of like your own West Coast sound, you could say, right? Like a whole
Well,
new sound.
pretty much, yeah, because we started fucking with producers that were on Death Row Records. So those producers started shooting me beats. Now, when I started doing songs to those beats, you know what I mean. They people was feeling that. Everyone in the studio sessions, the label, everybody was like, yeah, we need to put more of this shit out. So here I go do another album, another 20 some and some change songs and shit. And we start picking out the best ones, and you know what I mean. So that's the process of doing some shit like that. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because, yeah, like I said, it's your projects get just left on the shelf, and yeah, man, the shit just dies out. Your buzz dies out, and you gotta do it all over again. But
And then you were talking about them beats. I want to start with the King Lil G this or the song.
the diss track,
I
yeah,
think that's how it started too. I remember your song. I think that album actually
hmm
had that beat, right?
yeah,
The letter to Dr. Dre.
the letter to Dre,
When
bro.
I heard it, I was like, damn, this fool really took it. So like, I want to know like how would that feel. Like I'm saying, cause you have this one a couple times, and I feel like that shit's hard. But I have other people that have dissed him. But why do you think he hasn't this this like reply back to you, like actually, like like what kind of shit is that? That's what I would feel being a rapper. I wouldn't steal a beat, especially for somebody, and
Um,
just run away with it.
yeah, yeah, I mean, to answer that question, there's a few parts of that question. Let's take it from the top, man. Let's take it from the beginning, because I know the people want to know, bro. You know what I mean? They want to know what's up with all this beat stealing and what's up with all this back and forth, and how did the shit really begin? So we'll go from the beginning, like you said. How did he get the beat? So this is how it went down. I had that album. That was my album, right? I left Double Nine Records. We kind of split ways. Now we never actually officially like parted ways like that, which was to me was like kind of like you know what I mean, kind of like it's like what's so hard about just being like, hey, we gonna cut ties and that's it. Like it was never a talk like that. I would check it. I would hear like in the streets like, hey, I heard they ain't gonna fund your shit no more. I heard that they did, and I'll be like, I was just there, I'm about to get some more beats and I'm about to keep working. I hear they ain't gonna put your shit out. I hear, what I mean. So I'm hearing different shit, and I'm like, all right. So we kind of split ways like that. We kind of parted ways, and the way he started once we split ways, the first song, like mind you, Lil G was still my homie. You know what I mean? We just kind of split ways, and I was trying to get my music up as well, and I felt like this shit was kind of like I was already feeling the little vibe right there, and I was like, you know what, I gotta kind of do my shit over here and keep going. So once I did that, the first song he dropped some shit called he dropped some shit named Tattooed or some shit. And in that song, he like right away, people was calling me like, "Hey, what's up with Lil G? He's dissing you already, bro." Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, "What dissing me how?" Like he had a line that says, "Double nine don't need bullets anymore. I'm the missile of the camp. Something something. I'm for war or some shit." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't need bullets anymore." And I was like, I got the phone. Like, hey, what's up with this? You know what I mean? Like, what's up? Like, I'm about to pull up now. Like, you know what I mean? What's up? Like,
Yeah,
well, if you guys got any funk or what's up? Like, I thought we was all cool. Like, what's up with this shit? Nah, hell no, it ain't about you. It says bullets anymore. As in blood. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? This sounds too coincidental, but all right, we'll let it go. Then I heard other songs like Love Me No More. You know what I mean? This and Bullet. Then I heard another song like Start From Scratch or some shit. I tried to help my boy Spliff.
so
Blah
it
blah
was
blah.
right
You know what I mean?
before.
This was all before he took the beat.
Yeah, yeah,
So
damn.
he was doing song after song after song, and I was just like, damn, bro, like I never hated on him. I never had no ill will. I ain't never had no. Bro. I don't hate on nobody, bro. Like I got no reason to, bro. And so I was just like tripping out, like man, what the fuck? I was like, I know, fit on the physical side. I know, you know what I mean. Like I was there the whole time. I'm like, man, why you don't tell me you got a problem with me? If we used to record songs together, we was always in the studio together. Why you don't tell me you got a problem with me? You wait till like I'm not there no more. You know what I mean? So whatever. Um, this after this after this, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like I ain't even tripping on it, bro. I'm not even tripping on it one bit. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, until that song came out, then he took the beat and he did that, and I was like, nah, that's already like a direct like attack right there. That's like and at first I left it alone because I was like, maybe he's gonna tell the world like where he got the beat from. Maybe he's gonna give credit, you know what I mean? Maybe he's gonna be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I blew up off the song, and you know what I mean? Like, hey, shouts out to, you know what I mean? Shouts out to Bullet, you know what I mean? Artists out here in the West Coast, you know what I mean? He had a song, and you know what I mean? I took the beat and I flipped it. Or shout out to Bullet, something simple as fuck, bro. You know what I mean? Just to be like, all right, cool. Like, it ain't no animosity, but nah, you know what I mean? I seen that it was never nothing like that. No, especially when I would like, you know what I mean? I would help that fool in the studio, right? You know what I mean? Help them, organize his bars. That was my job at Double Nine, and for that shit to go down like that, I'm like, nah, let me get this pen and let me do what I do. You know what I mean? And let me drop some real shit
Yeah,
on this.
because I heard your response to it, to the lyrics to Dr. Drake too,
Mhm.
and you went hard at it, So that's why I'm like, how come he never replied to you directly? Actually mentioned your name, like be
because
straight up type of shit.
because that song was too real. You know what I mean? When I talk about shit like you fucked up, you spoke on a real G. You ain't a gangster motherfucker.
You
You's a
a
little
little
flea.
flea. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
When I say shit like that, when I say shit like Jose Maria, you just playing little girl games. You the bitch. That's why they gave your ass a girl name. You know what I mean? When I say shit like that, it's like already like I'm going too in and shit, and it's like you just rather just want me to just go away instead of just address it and go back and forth. That shit was just too raw to address.
And you just recently did the exactly those bars that you said. This will caught my attention. Like, damn, this one went hard. There's more. You guys gotta check it out. But you did the Chicano rap freestyle. What was it?
The Kina Chicano rap freestyle.
Yeah, like you went no hook, no nothing. You went straight the whole beat.
Yeah. No
Like,
hook, no nothing. For just bars, bro.
was that like a reply to the freestyle hit there, or just overall Chicano rap?
No. That wasn't a reply to that, bro. That was just my little 2 cents in the
Rapping.
whole midst of the conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And what about Young Dopey and Gangsta? Were you still cool with all your label mates?
yeah. Hell
How's
yeah,
that?
hell yeah, hell
I
yeah.
saw Young Dopey starting the Six Block.
Hey, shouts out to Young Dopey,
Saw
bro.
Young
You know what I mean?
Dopey,
Shouts out to Young Dopey
Phantom
out there.
Logs, Nevik,
Shouts
Young
out,
Lucky, the whole Wilmington that's
shouts out to
on the
Gangsta
project.
Wish out there too,
Shout
bro,
out.
doing his thing too. You know what I mean?
How is it with them? You guys still making music? You guys still
Um,
being
Now
cool?
we haven't got our chance to get back in the studio, but that's something that you know that's I'm willing to have a conversation about. You know what I mean? We done it before. I don't see why we can't. You know, we grown ass men, bro. You know what I mean? We grown men. Ain't nothing that a simple conversation on the phone that we could be had and shit. And the people want it, bro. You know what I mean? The people want the double nine shit. You know the way we organically put it together, bro. You know what I mean? People want to hear some more of that shit because we had some shit going, bro. You know what I mean? So definitely is something that I could if they're open to it. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem with it, straight up.
For those that don't know, like we're talking about the independent stuff, but you've been independent for a while, and I say that too, like on your YouTube, you passed 1 million views.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good being
Damn.
independent, a good thing.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate that shit, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's independence the way to go. I don't want to get signed. I'm past that already. I've been signed. I was signed with Thump Records, Thump Universal, and I just don't like I don't like being in that situation where I'm signed to somebody, bro. Like I don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that when somebody tries to control my music, you know what I mean, telling me how to do it and telling me, and I feel that that's why I stopped making music, because even when I was going viral with the diss track, I still had another record label, PR Records, bro, that was still collecting royalties and shit.
Damn, how they do
Yeah,
that? Or what?
because they did that because when I left Double Nine Records, bro, um, when I left, I had spoke with the CEO. I spoke with the homie and shit. And shouts out to Big Downer out there, free Big Downer. You already know, G. I spoke with him, and I had plans to do more things with my music. So I told him, hey, what's up with that album or whatever, and he was more than happy to release my music to me, bro. Everything I recorded over there, he was more than happy to allow me to do what I had to do with that. So I put it out through PR Records. I got I got the Sound of the Bullet album. I put it out through PR Records, and after I put it out through them, I was gonna put out another project through them, and they didn't come through with some of the stuff that we had discussed about. They didn't come through. They promised that on that album, on the second album, they promised that they was gonna shoot in advance, so they was supposed to shoot me some bread, and they was gonna promo press it and throw it out with the rest of the roster of the artists, and which was pretty dope because at the time they had artists like fucking Mr. Shadow, they had a lot of Chicano rap, they had the original Little Gangster on their roster, a bunch of the classic Mr. Shadow. I think they had like Little Rob. They had artists like fucking fucking man, I forgot their name, bro. Fuck, but yeah, they were gonna do more shit to it, and at the end they didn't come through with none of that shit, bro. And so I pulled both of my projects from them, but they themselves never. I took it from them, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna stop distributing it, but they never did.
So they were still making
They
the
were
copies.
still, yeah, they were still making, yeah, they were
Damn.
still, yeah. So I went over there and I'm like, hey, you guys still distributing? They're like, oh yeah, you roll me a check. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't give a fuck about the check. Don't fucking distribute it. If I tell you don't distribute it, don't distribute it. I don't care if you're gonna collect and still pay me. If I told you don't distribute it, don't distribute it. You got no right to this shit, bro. And that's why fools are funny in the music game, bro. Because all this shit they do it, bro. They do it like funny motherfuckers because they'll just call the cops on you, bro. If you want to, you know what I mean? The motherfucker just call the cops, bitch ass fool, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? But either way, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'll bail out and fuck you up again, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want to endorse violence. But that was back then. That's how I was back then, bro, and that's how I thought back then. But you know what I mean? We on some just business shit now, bro. So
Being with the label, I saw you had a track with Malone.
yeah, I did that independently
That was
too.
all was independent, so it had nothing to do with them.
It had nothing to do with them, nothing to do with Double Nine. That was just because the homie Glasses. Shout out to Glasses Malone out there. You know what I mean? G.malone. That was off the strength because I used to hang out over there in Watts. So you know back in the days I had a little spot over there in Watts and shit and over there by the PJs and shit. Shout out to Top Dog, rest in peace out there. You know PJ Watts and shit. You know what I mean? So we kind of knew a little bit of mutual people out there, and people that are out there and shit. You know, so
You have a track with Corrupt too. That was independent.
Yeah. Nah, that one was with Double Nine Records.
Oh,
so that one, yeah, bro, that one, I like that shit right there. I like that shit was a dope fucking experience working with a legend like Corrupt, bro.
How was it?
What
do you learn from him?
Shit, what did I learn from Corrupt? Shit.
That's a legend.
Shit, I learned how to fucking rap under pressure, bro. That was to be honest one of the first songs I recorded in a big studio, bro.
Like a professional studio.
Professional fucking studio. Like that was I think one of the first, or if not the first, that I recorded at Track Records over there in Hollywood. So before that, I would just record either in my garage or at the Double Nine Record Studio, which was, you know what I mean, either at one of we had it in a few places. I think in an industrial place, you know what I mean, a little fucking warehouse. But when it came to recording, like with Corrupt and shit like that, like we went first and foremost. I remember that day clearly, bro. We got there early in the morning, got to the Death Row office. I remember Suge wanted to have a meeting with us early in the morning, and he had already told us like, yeah, y'all gonna be in the studio with Corrupt.
So you actually have met Suge?
Yeah, hell yeah. I met him a gang of times, bro. And he actually took one of the likings that he took to me, bro, was that he liked that one thing that he told Downer, that Downer told me he liked that he liked my story, bro. He liked that my past was like similar to like some Tupac shit. You know what I mean? Like he liked that shit. Like he's like what's up? You know, what's up with Bully? He would always ask about me, and then you know the time like yeah, this for that, whatever. You're like, oh shit, like you know what I mean? He liked that I had that type of past, bro, because I grew up one of the first places I remember I grew up right there was in Watts, bro. And that was like in the middle of the crack epidemic, bro. This was like back in 85, 86, 88, 89. This was like when crack hit hard right there, bro. You know what I mean? So I saw a lot of shit from a young age. Like I grew up, when I say I grew up on the street, I grew up on the street.
So
bro.
how
Like,
long you been in the rap game? Like
actually, when I met Suge, bro, I was like probably like 19, 18, 19, bro. I was like a kid, bro. So
it was like more than a decade.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, bro. So and it was crazy because I had just got a juvenile hall, bro, and I had just got a juvenile hall, and I remember my mom showed me a fucking newspaper, and Suge Knight was on that motherfucker, and that he had just paroled too. So, and I remember my mom telling me, mira, because I remember I was still like she'll see the papers I would write, she'll see the I'll be rapping and shit. And she'd be like, mira, David, she's like, este le ayudó al Tupac. She's like, este le ayudó al Tupac, mira, dicen que ya salió de la cárcel, a ver, tal vez a lo mejor te puede ayudar a ti. Yeah, bro, and a year later, bro, sure enough, we're in the fucking same room.
Like, I've been seeing your YouTubes and all that, and I saw you were like at a magazine or like a lowrider show, kind of like MTV Cribs.
Where?
On YouTube, I think you guys were like at a park, and there was like lowriders, and you guys were like premiering songs or something like that. It was like a show. It was like a TV cruising.
Oh, right. Yeah. That was a long time. That was when we were doing promo for the Sounds of the Bullet.
Oh, for your
Yeah,
for
that
the
was when we're doing promo for the Sounds of the Bullet. So we're gonna drop that album, and we're doing that because after when we did that, that's because we had already kind of parted ways from Death Row, and we decided that we're gonna keep the music shit going, just double nine independent. And the way we're doing that is we ended up still keeping a lot of the beats that we got from the Death Row producers. So Suge ended up going to jail, and shit kind of slowed down. And as far as my album coming out through Death Row, so that kind of slowed down, and we're like, you know what, let's keep this shit going. You know what I mean? We got all the beats. The producers still, you know what I mean, working with us. They're still shooting us beats, so might as well just keep, put the project together and still put it out. So, Cruising TV was like a TV show that was back in the days. That was kind of like MTV, but like for like Chicano rap. You know what I mean? So it'd come out like every Friday, like and you'd be able to check it out, and new music will be coming out, bro. And they put us on that shit. You know what
how
I mean?
was that feeling like going
That
Friday
show,
night and then seeing yourself on TV?
that show was dope as fuck, bro. I was like, damn, they put a motherfucker on TV, bro, and you know what I mean? And I'm not wanted, you know what I mean? You know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean? I was like,
that
hell
shit was
yeah, I'm
crazy.
on TV, mom, and
You
you
all
know what I mean?
thugged out too, like
Yeah,
a gangster. How was the gangster life back then? I mean, yeah, cause you come from the game banging era, right?
yeah,
How
bro,
was
yeah.
that experience?
I mean, shit. It's pretty tough, bro. You know what I mean? Growing up, it's back then it was turned up, bro. It was gang banging was a way of life, bro. Around that era, it was basically like a lot of people just started it was common for everyone just started getting into neighborhoods. Like homies from elementary got into this hood, homies got into this neighborhood, we got into this neighborhood, we got into this hood, and you know what I mean? Shit just fucking boiled over into the streets from there, and you know what I mean? And it was fucking war, bro. It was war on the
And
streets, and either win a war, either you was one of the ones on the front line at war, or you were one of the ones inside the house at war. You know what I mean? Either one of the two, bro. So
oh, you split. Where did that come from? I see you rolling up a
OG
split.
OG Spliff, OG
Yeah.
Spliff, OG Spliff was I was like I was always rolled up, bro, and I always had a split. Some motherfuckers would just call me that and shit. You know what I mean?
It
And
just stuck with you. It didn't stay like
it,
your rap name.
it just stuck with me, bro. But I did it. It wasn't my nah. I started recording under Bullet. You know what I mean? But the first song I did was Never No Bitches. I was still, you know what I mean? I still had some shit that said OG Spliff coming through, coming in with something new. So just sit back, relax, like the leño, crack a brew. We'll get up on this shit. Rocking the mic like I'm supposed to, mixing the gangster with the old school, say no bitch shit like I told you. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah,
Yeah,
that was that first song I dropped.
that's just hard. Do you freestyle or write
Yeah.
everything in paper?
Nah, I write too. I write, but I came up from the freestyling era too, bro. I came up to where you freestyle some shit off the top of the dome, freestyle, like, you know what I mean? No rating, no nothing. Just, you know what I mean? Just drop some shit. And I think I got a song on the Sounds of the Bullet like that,
Like,
where Lil G just started beatboxing and I just started freestyling and shit. And we're in the studio and we fucking recorded that shit.
shit, I haven't catch
Yeah,
them. I might have to go
yeah,
back and check it
that's the
out.
last one right there.
Then the Street Low Magazine car show here in Wilmington. I saw that you were in Wilmington back then.
Yeah, Street Low Magazine, bro. Yeah, we're promoting the OG Spliff project at the time too. So we're promoting that and shit, and Street Low invited me out there, and you know what I'm saying? They let me go out and do my thing, and do my promo right there and shit like that. So we were handing out CDs and doing our promo and stuff like that out there and shit.
Are you planning to have any more shows coming up?
Shows I'm not planning yet, bro, because to be honest, well, I had kind of already stopped making music, but the reason I just even got even back into it again is because the way things have changed. You know what I mean? Music has changed a lot within the last 5 years from when I started making music, like in 2018. It has changed a lot to where music is it's more accessible. It's more. I mean, I really don't care too much for doing shows right now, even though doing shows is one of my strong points as an artist, because I interact with the crowd really good, and my live performance is sometimes it's just as good as how it sounds on the track. which I know a lot of artists struggle with right now. You know what I mean? You hear the song on the track they're bumping it, then you go see them live, and it's like it don't sound nothing like it unless they have the song playing. You know what I mean? The vocals ain't there. There's too much special effects going on. So that's where my shows are people really dig it because you know what I mean. I just can do that shit organically when it comes to just rapping on the mic. I don't need special effects. I don't need no auto tune. I don't need fucking a lot of reverb and a lot of that shit. I just need fucking a beat and a fucking mic, bro, and that's it.
Yeah,
And I'll
raw.
fucking yeah, that's it. Even when engineers put me all kinds of shit like you ready, and then they put me all kinds of shit on the thing, and I'm like, I'm recording. I'm like, the fuck is this, bro? I can't record like this.
Can't hear
Yeah, I
myself.
can't. Yeah, take all these special effects out. I don't need this shit. Take the EQ. Take all this shit out and record my vocal raw, bro. Because that's the way I like to record. You know what I mean?
I saw you were one of your shows you were opening for Lazy Bone
For
for Bone,
Lazy
right?
Bone, yeah,
How was
bro.
that experience?
Damn, yeah. So I was opening up. Damn, I got to open up for Lazy Bone, bro. I forgot about that shit.
Yeah,
Shouts out to Lazy Bone and the whole Mo Thug family.
so
Shouts
both
out to fucking Sloan Bone as well. Um, and shouts out to fucking everybody that put that shit together too. Yeah, that shit was dope as fuck. I got to go on right before him too. So man, I had a crowd fucking from stage to the end of the fucking to the end of the venue and shit. That shit was packed like a motherfucker. So yeah, opening for Bone Thugs was definitely something dope as fuck. That's a major artist. There was a legend in the game right there too. So to be able to associate my name with those big fucking names, that's just another one for the books right there. You know what I mean? Especially for, like I said, for an independent artist like me that got no major label backing. I got no fucking corporate backing. I got nothing like that. There's no corporate interest in my music. When you guys stream my shit or buy my shit online or anything like that, it's just me, bro. Most of the time I'm packaging it myself. I'm the one writing the address and all that shit, or my son's helping me package it, and that's it, bro. You know what I mean?
oh,
Ain't no
independent.
one else. Yeah, ain't no one else involved in this shit.
I also saw on YouTube that you had a this song. I don't even want to talk about this in high power.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That was a while back.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, what happened with that? What was the issue with that?
that was I'm be straight out. The motive behind that, bro, was just the motive behind that was I was just a little frustrated, bro, with the type of material that was being put out by a lot of my peers at the time. So I was very frustrated and I was very disappointed in
So
what
how
was
long ago was that?
that was like in 2009. I dropped them a diss
Oh,
track.
okay, it was
Yeah,
a while back.
it was a while back. I had just beat a murder case, bro. So um I got scooped up on a hot one and shit, and I got out, and as soon as I got out, I put a mixtape together called Red Rum because of the charge, and 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 a little I don't know if a little bit before that or a little bit after that, I made that beat. I did the beat real quick on the piano. I made it, and I just fucking recorded some shit to it because I was kind of frustrated in what was coming out at the time. Like I was seeing all the projects that were coming out, and it was like I was looking at the covers, and I was talking to. That was before I left Thump Records, so I was talking to Bill over there at Thump Records, and I was like, damn, bro, we can't put more promo behind my project. You know what I mean? Like I can't get on the Lowrider magazine. Like you can't. You know what I mean? Put me on another headline show, like you put Capone. You know what I mean? Like we did that cruising TV show, and I don't know if you noticed, Capone's commercial kept coming on over and over through our whole episode.
Yeah, I
You know what
seen
I
that.
mean? So I was like, yeah, I'm from Thump Records now. So like, hey, you know what I mean? Like put some more promo behind this shit. And then they were like on the brink of going bankrupt. And there was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know, due to all of this, you know what I mean? There was like, and they were showing me like a lot of the high power shit that was coming out. They're like, you see this? Trying to make my money back on this. You see this? I didn't make my money back on that. You see this? You know what I mean? And I was seeing the numbers, bro, and I was seeing the sales, and I was like, this is basically just free from what I looked at it as. This is basically these projects are getting put out like free promo, and and the clout. These artists are getting made seem like they're bigger than they are because they're getting put on big lowrider stages. You know what I mean? And everybody run the stage. Everybody looking at these artists like they're big as fuck. Um, and they were showing me proof like the sales ain't there. Like you know what I mean? Kind of like how J Cole was saying like they ain't really as big as it seemed. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, So wait a minute. I was like, so you guys are paying for all this promo and you guys ain't seeing no returns back? They're like, no, look, this is what we make most of our money from. And they were showing me like the flashbacks, the 80s, the oldies, and they were showing the shit that actually brings in money, which wasn't even really bringing in. They had to file for bankruptcy. And I was just like, man, like I was like, why motherfuckers, like, I was just frustrated. I was like, why do people do this shit? Why do people put out garbage shit and just flood the game with bullshit and just fucking, and it wasn't just like on a high power disc. It was like on a everybody across the, like, yeah, they were the ones that got it the first time. Like they were the ones I targeted because they were the ones that concept came to my ear about. They were the ones that got in my ear about all the shit that was getting put out. But to be honest, bro, I was frustrated with everybody in the game that was putting out bullshit. Like, and that's what made it harder for me to sell my music when I would try to sell it on the streets. They'll be like, you know what I mean? They'll see it and they'll be like, nah, it
You
sounds like
probably
that. It
thought it
sounds
was
like,
you were one of
yeah, bro.
them.
I had to play it or I had to rap to let motherfuckers know, like, it ain't no garbage shit like that, bro. It's on some different shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro. So I was just pissed, bro.
You
So I
felt
was
like you had your
mad.
own different sound. That's why you probably call it the sound of the bullet.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like you have because you
yeah. I
do
had
your own production. How's that?
I was just very since I was a kid, bro. I was just very, like, I had my ear to music, to all types of music, like even early on to like what my mom would play, like what I would hear in my household, like those bookies or like fucking, you know what I mean, like just shit like that, you know what I mean, banda machos I was playing and shit, and I always studied music as far as the structure of the music. Like I would listen to where the hooks would come in, or I would listen to where what I really noticed, what makes my beats very melodic, is that I picked up a lot of the era of the music that was very musical. Now, let me go a little bit into what I mean by that. I don't know if you remember songs that were like from the '80s, like those flashback songs. They had like hooks that were the girl or the a lot of these songs were from girls. So when the girl would sing, she'll sing like a singing hook. So when the bridge would come, the synthesizer will mimic her hook.
You kind
You
of
know
give
what I
it
mean?
that melody.
Yeah, yeah. So the melody that she was singing, the synth will go ahead and mimic that melody too. You know what I mean? That's why my beats come out like that, because either I'm thinking of a word or a hook that I could just melodize with on the piano and shit, and let that be the hook, and then just build around there. So I kind of see music on the undertone, you know what I mean, when it comes to structuring music and structuring songs and shit like that. So I get very deep, when it comes to shit like that. Even when it comes to my writing, I get very deep when it comes to the writing too. When it comes to structuring music, um, when it comes to even back then when I do songs that had three verses, I would always, like, my first verse was always like the intro. You know what I mean? My second verse was like, you know what I mean, where I really got into deep into the story, and then my third verse was like my conclusion to the story. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the way I kind of structure my music and shit.
And
You
how
know.
exclusive are you with your beats? Like, you just produce for yourself, or you give them to other
Um,
rappers? You
right
sell
right
them
now, right now, yeah, I'm gonna just stay exclusive because
all
I'm
in house.
yeah, all in house. I'm not gonna sell none of my beats. I'm just gonna work with artists, bro. I'm just gonna work with them, and because I want to be a part of the project. Don't want to be a beat maker and just here's a beat, here's a boom, here you go, do what you want with it. Nah, all the beats, they're my babies, bro. You know what I mean? So I want to be involved. I want to be involved with the project from beginning to end, and that doesn't mean I want to be have my hand in your project like that. I just want to be creatively involved. You know what I mean? I want to be part of the magic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not so much that I want to be involved in the bag part of the scheme of things. I want to be involved more creatively because that I just want to have creative control. Over the projects that come out and shit.
Then speaking of being involved, I say you got your own clothing brand too.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. We're fucking
How
grinding it out.
how deep are you in that? Like, you've been doing that for a while. You, what is it called? Jack Boys? We still Jack Boys?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's that. I just the Jack Boys clothing line and shit. You guys can check it out. Official Jack Boys on IG, or check it out on check out my online store and shit. And yeah, it's just a concept that I came up with, the Jack Boy concept. You know what I mean? So it basically represents the Jack Boy out here, bro. Everybody knows what Jack Boys are, homie. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers that just take your shit. You know what I mean? Like, fools are out there hustling. They got their dope spots. They got their whatever it is they doing. And the Jack Boy would just basically come and just, strong arm you and just take your shit.
It has the clothing hustle, because that's like a whole different game besides the rap and all that. Because like you said, like we gotta still go out sometimes and sell the merch.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about you gotta sometimes your family help you to do the whatever you're doing. Like you gotta support. Like
Yeah, bro, it's a hustle. I mean, it's different in the music, but
same mentality.
it's a mentality, bro. So it's you got to just stay hustling. I mean, I always knew that having a product in your hand ever since I was in the streets, you know what I mean. So I always knew, like, you got to be hustling, bro. If you're gonna be on the block on the streets all day, like you're just standing here, like, bro, like, do something, get your hustle on, do something for yourself. Um, so that's the concept that I brought up with the Jack Boy thing. That we don't wait for an opportunity. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, some people are telling me, like, yeah, we gonna give you opportunity. We gonna give this, we gonna give that. Jack Boy, you just don't wait for it, bro. It's like, all right, you ain't trying to give me no opportunity. I'm gonna create a fucking opportunity.
And go and get it.
You know what I mean? And go and get it. Like,
Take
ain't no
it.
market for my product right now. Or people telling me you don't got a buzz, you ain't gonna sell. I'll make a buzz. I'll create a buzz. I'll fucking make a lane. I'll carve a lane. I'll find a motherfucking way to get this shit out there, bro. You know what I mean? That's what the Jack Boy mentality is. That you just get it by any means, bro, and you take no excuses, bro, and you make that shit happen. You know what I mean? It's not a concept to go out there and rob people or do shit like that. It's a concept to get your hustle on and make it happen by any means. You know what I mean?
Lifestyle Legends. That was a brand you were sponsored back then.
Yeah, that was shouts out to the homie Trouble.
Shout out Troubles.
Shout out to the
That
homie
was
Trouble. That was his clothing brand, bro.
that's what you have it going on. Cause my bad, but Lifestyle Legends were the first company or clothing brand to that. When I was doing my rap, they were the first one to sponsor me.
Sponsor you too. Oh, that's
Shout out
true.
Trouble.
Shout out to
Like,
Trouble, bro.
gear and all
Yeah,
the clothes and all that.
hooked there with some gear. Yeah, bro. So that was a clothing brand that I was promoting. Yeah, they were sponsoring us, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're trying to get it off the ground and you know what I mean. So I don't know if Trouble's still doing that. You know what I mean. But I know he's still out there. He's still out there grinding it out. Shout out to Trouble.
Shout out
You know what I
Trouble.
mean. So yeah, man. That was a good situation right there.
You guys ended up making a mixtape together too a while back, or how'd that
Uh,
go?
he had a I was doing the OG spliff. I was promoting that, and I was kind of basically already kind of done with it. I kind of just wanted to we did our promo run, we did our thing, and you know what I mean. I still had a street team. I still had the street team that was still hungry, bro, for to promote. They were still out there doing their thing, and here comes Trouble with his album called Dope. You know what I mean? The album was called Dope. Stands for man, I forgot what it stands for, bro. But yeah, he dropped that fucking mixtape, and we were just promoting it. You know what I mean? We're just getting the shit out there, getting the stuff out there, and people were liking it, bro. You know what I mean?
I got a couple questions that I got from IG. Got a couple
shit.
fans that wanna ask. I got a couple good questions, so I know you wanna answer them.
All right, let's
All right,
do it.
here's the first one. What do you hope people take away with your music? Like, what do you hope you influence people with your music?
I hope I can influence people in a positive way, bro. With my music, look, that's a good question, bro, because that is a very good question because that takes me back to the first fucking time I ever did a show. First time I ever picked up a mic and performed in front of a crowd, bro, was when I was locked up. I was like 17 years old. I was locked up.
Wait, my bad. You were locked up doing a show?
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
performed?
Yeah. Let me tell you, bro. Let me
Sheesh,
tell you. Let me
I'm
tell
looking
you.
for that.
Let me tell you, bro. Yeah. So I was locked up, bro. Check it out. I was locked up, and in this juvenile camp, it was this camp called Camp Afroball. It's just like fucking in the mountains, some fucking where over there by Azusa, and cold as fuck. So I was right there, bro, at the homie from Avenues. Shout out to the homie from Avenues and shit. He fucking him and another homeboy and another homie, they got me into this shit called the ensemble. So it was like a little positive anti-gang group that used to meet inside the camp, and what we are doing that ensemble group was part of like the what do you call it, the shit that Tupac went to school for, the arts of something, you know what I mean, some shit like that. So it was like that, and I just happened to fall into the rap category of that. You know what I mean? So there was like, yeah, we're writing songs. We're gonna do a show at Saya Compton. So Saya was a school for fucking for for fuck ups, bro. You know what I mean? For kids that would drop out and going in and out of jail. It was a probation school. You know what I mean? So we were gonna write some raps and we're gonna do a show for the kids right there. Say at Compton. So I'm writing the things. I get my verses ready and we're practicing. We're practicing for that one day we get to leave and be out of jail, bro. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
bro. Yes, I was happy as fuck.
Sheesh.
So music has been taking care of me, bro, from the gate, homie. You know what I mean? So music got me a free trip outside in the free world when I was busted, and we're on the bus. We're on our way to Saya Compton, and we pull up, and when we pull up, a lot of the kids they're gang members too, bro. You know what I mean? So a lot of the kids that we're gonna rap for, they're gang members, bro, and they come from houses that households that it's Compton, bro. We come from underprivileged households, bro, and disenfranchised people that just homies that are just fucking gang banged out, bro. So, anyways, make a long story short, bro, I get there and fucking I was like I was kind of wary, bro, because I get there and these fools are just straight dogging us, bro, like straight dogging us, banging on us, like woo, woo, calling like basically like letting them know that we're bitches for rapping anti gang shit. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, man, I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to get my day out of jail real quick. So they're dogging us, they're looking at us, you know what I mean, and everything. And I see my homeboy, one of my homeboys from the hood right there, shout out to homie Fair, you know what I mean? See the homie Blinky right there, you know what I mean? So and everybody was like, "That's your homeboy." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a homeboy from the hood right there, bro." Like, "What's up?" We pulled up in the bike, bro. He didn't even go to that school. That fool would just run amok everywhere in Compton, bro, on a bike, fool. So he fucking pulled up, and I seen him. He seen me right there, bro. I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what's up, fool?" We fucking, we chopped it up or whatever, and so I went and I did my show. I did my verse and everything, and the same trip out, the same motherfuckers that was dogging me, looking at me, calling me a bitch, telling me all this shit. By the time I was done rapping, bro, I fucking, I reached their heart, bro, to the point where they were like, fuck, homie. I said some shit like I don't remember the verse I said, but I remember a little bit. I said something like, por favor, jefita, te pido que me perdones. Siempre te hice preocupar. Todas las noches, busting missions, doing dirt. I never thought that I'd get caught, running from the cops as I terrorized my block. And I just kept like, you know what I mean? I kept going in on the verse, bro, and that shit got to the homies that was right there, and they was just like, by the time I was done, ah, everybody was clapping. I was like, whatever, and I was just like, damn. It was my first time I rapped like that, and I was just like, you know what? I can't believe I reached these kids, bro.
And I was gonna ask you that. You think because they felt you, or like they were
Yeah,
able to
bro. Fuck
relate? That
yeah,
was a
bro. Cause they could damn well relate. They could damn well relate. Cause they knew, you know what I mean. They knew I looked like them, bro. And for someone like me to tell them some shit like that, I realized that I reached them. First of all, I realized that I reached them. I realized that what I said put an impact on them. Number one. Number two, as a kid, I realized, man, my teachers couldn't reach me. No pastor, no preacher, no cop, no counselor, none of those people could tell me not to gangbang, bro, because they don't know what the fuck it's like. They don't know what it's like in my house. They don't live right here with me, so they can't tell me what the fuck to do. Now, if people come from where I come from and they're telling me like, you know what, and trying to guide me a certain way, then I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna be like, you know what, this is somebody that been through it. If it's an older OG homie that's all fucking blasted up, all tatted up, did 30 years and is telling me, hey homeboy, trying to school me, trying to tell me this, I'm gonna be like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna listen to him before I listen to a fucking square ass principal, bro, that don't know shit where I come from. These people just come, do their 8 hours and go home. You know what I mean? So for me to say some shit like that and it reached them, bro, I was just like, I was amazed myself. You know what I mean? And that's what I want people to take away from my message and my music, bro. You know what I mean? Don't use the negativity that I talk about as an excuse to go redo it. You know what I mean? Use the negativity that I talk about and think about it like, damn, if that motherfucker's still here, still kicking and still here breathing, bro, still around, then I should do something with my life too. You know what I mean? I feel that I shouldn't squander this opportunity that I got because that motherfucker had it way more fucked up than I did, and that fool still fucking got up and fucking, went out here and tried to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want people to get on my music.
Before I get to another question from the fans, that's just surprising me right now. I didn't know you rapped in Spanish.
Yeah. I'll drop some
You
shit in
should you
Spanish
should get
too.
more into the Spanish. That'd be hard. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know you did Spanish.
Yeah, bro.
That's
I'll
just
do
dope.
Spanish too, bro. Hell yeah. I'll drop some Spanish tracks for you guys.
Now, here's another question from the fans. How do you stay motivated and inspired to make music?
Shit, I stay motivated and inspired, bro, by the real ones that I have around me, bro. And they don't necessarily have to be around me physically, bro, but you know what I mean. A lot of the real shit that was instilled in me is what keeps me motivated. Um, what keeps me motivated also is all of my past experiences, bro. Like how I said, going being locked up at an early age, bro. I got to see a lot of shit, and I got to see life from way different perspectives than the average person. And one of the things I saw that I still take away from this day, from that experience, is how when motherfuckers would get to jail and they would wanna mop, you know what I mean? But yet if they were out here they wouldn't want to mop. Or they get to jail and they want to work in the kitchen. But yet when they're out here, they're too cool to work at McDonald's. You know what I mean? And when I saw that shit, I'm like, wait a minute, like you don't want to help out your family, bring home a check because you work at McDonald's, but you wanna over here want to do the extra, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And I was just like, man, that shit is like some. I was like, wait a minute, like, nah, homie, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, I don't respect that. You know what I mean? I was like, wait a minute. So for your people, you won't do it, but you know what I mean? For over here to come and clean a county fucking jail cell, you'll fucking do it? Like, what the fuck? So I try to tell myself, you know what? Before I do that, I'll stay motivated, bro, to hustle and grind, bro, before before I fucking before I go out like that too. You know what I mean? So if I'm not doing it out here, you know what I mean, and you're not staying motivated, bro, you're just losing time and you're just wasting time. And there's, like I said, there's people in there that are gonna come out and they're gonna be like, man, what you been doing this whole time? Like, they're gonna come out and they're gonna grind and they're gonna get their shit together. They're gonna fucking buy a house. They're gonna do it. And meanwhile, you just gonna just not stay motivated because you got excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. You know what I mean? So I try to basically, in long story short, I try to keep strong people around me to keep me motivated. You know what I mean?
Got another question. What rumor about you would you like to set straight?
That I'm a hater. That I'm a hater. Everybody always paints me as the motherfucking hater, bro. Everybody be like, man, you hating on Lil G, you hating on Lil G because of the diss track. Nah, homie, like I said, I ain't never been a hater, bro. You know what I mean? I congratulate everybody's success, but I will not be painted as the motherfucking hater, bro. So that's why I can't clear it up. Motherfuckers took my beat, they snatched my shit, and motherfuckers, took shit from me, took, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers can't say they didn't listen to my shit, then decided to take my beat and didn't listen to my bars and incorporate some of their shit, style into their shit. You know what I mean? So that's the rumor I want to clear about. I didn't just start this shit. You know what I mean? I ain't no hater, bro.
What is something that people would like? What is something that people will be surprised to know about you? That's a good question too, cause you surprised me with the Spanish rap.
Oh
I've been
shit!
knowing you for a while, and I didn't know you did the Spanish like that. you know?
Some people, something that be surprised to know about me, bro. Fuck. Shit. Fuck, bro. That shit's crazy. Cause I'm like, man, I'm like a straightforward person. You see me, and you're like, I expect that motherfucker to smoke weed, and I do, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shit. You know what I mean? Sad, fuck. I'm a straightforward motherfucker, dog. Shit. But look, I think I got some. I used to be like back in the days, bro. We used to be like part of a party cruise and shit. So something surprising to know is like, before I started getting into the whole gangbang shit, before that era, we used to like throw parties and shit. So I was like into the little party scene. We throw parties, do little flyer parties, fucking slang Nas there, do all that bullshit and shit. You know what I mean? So
You think
that's
that you kind of got like ideas of how to be part of the game, or have to be in the game like doing that? I feel like get
Yeah,
venues, like
yeah, def-
promoters, stuff like that,
yeah,
throw shows.
definitely. Yeah, that early on put me on to like business.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
put me onto business because that's how we would organize. You know what I mean? We're a party crew, so organize parties, venues. You know what I mean? Had to get everybody's name and all that shit. So yeah, it definitely fucking taught me a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Let's see. How do you deal with creative block or artist block?
Creative block, artist block, shit. I smoke weed and I smoke some weed, bro, and I try to go out there and experience shit. When I feel like I'm kind of getting like stuck, where I'm like I can't think of something or something, I try to experience something. I try to go out into the real world and just try to experience shit, like you know what I mean. Just do shit without expecting nothing back. One of the things I like to do is go to my neighborhood. I like to go to the hood. I like to drive around. I like to look at the walls and shit. And and I like to fucking post up and kick it with some of my day ones right there in the hood and shit. I post up. Shout out to homie Clown. I like to post up and shit and just reminisce and post up. It fucking brings me to back to where I started and why I started this shit. You know what I mean? Like brings me back
Yeah,
to
that
that.
feels good.
That feels
Sometimes
fucking
just
good going back home
be going back home. Yeah,
and the
exactly.
fact that I get love too. They accept me, bro. You know, they always, you know what I mean, get invited inside. You know, a meal, the homies, you know, the homies' mom start fucking chopping it up. How it was growing up, how fucking, you know what I mean, how we used to give them headaches and shit. You know what I mean, like, you know, yeah, man, that definitely inspires me, bro.
What do you think makes rap music different from other genre?
What I feel makes rap music from other different from other genres is I believe just the sound. You know, it has like the urban sound. It's
In the
uh
rawness overall, kind of.
the rawness, yeah, the rawness overall too, bro. The shit that you could say um when it comes to rap and talk about the experiences and shit. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
crazy. Cause now that I
Yeah,
think about it, I feel like rap is like, for us, our only way to express ourselves.
yeah,
Cause not even
bro.
on social media. I think the next question is gonna link
Yeah,
up, I guess. But me, like, I feel like even on social media, they try to block us. Like certain things we can't say, we can't even promote something good, or let's say something bad. They try to block you if it doesn't go with against their
yeah. It
rules.
goes against their guidelines or
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
go. Yeah, yeah. They try to shadow ban you, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
yeah, bro. So
Yeah.
music. Yeah, it's a fucking rap. It became popular now, bro. So you know what I mean. It's one of the number one genres right now. Shit.
Do you think social media is important for artists these days?
Yeah, I think it is, bro. I definitely think social media is definitely important. It's one of the reasons I even came back to music because that takes away the middleman from everything. And now everything a lot of things have changed. So now you don't need to like especially with how we get treated in the rap game. You know, especially how us as Mexicans how we get treated sometimes. We don't get our fair credit. We don't I feel we don't we're looked at as why are they even making music? You know why? You know what I mean? And I feel that there's entities out there that you know what I mean. I guess you call them gatekeepers or bloggers or shit like that do hold certain power as far as getting your exposure out there. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, there was the Source magazines, and then there was MTV, and then and if they didn't like you and they don't want you on their platform, you just wouldn't get on there, and that's it. You know what I mean? You weren't a rapper no more. That's it. Your career is done. But now, it, rap is just your pure raw art form, your phone, and getting it out to your fans, and that's it, bro. You know what I mean? Which is why that inspired me to even make music again. Cause now I'm like, man, I got no middleman. I got even the last time when I told you I went viral, I still had somebody fucking trying to make money off my shit. And that shit just pisses me off, bro. Like, you know, and I don't care if it's a fucking 5 cents or a fucking dollar, bro. Like, get your fucking hand out of my pocket, bro. You know what I mean? Like that shit pisses me off. So
That's
it's
something that a lot of people don't understand too, because that's like content. Like since we're independent, we're making all the content ourselves. So it's like, for example, me making this content, then somebody else take it and make money off of it for free.
yeah,
So it's
bro.
like
Yeah.
crazy.
Or if they're gonna take some shit, I don't mind. Just give credit at least. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
At least give credit because for the independent artists like you, like your podcast, bro. Like if they were to take a little bit of clip of it or something, at least put you know what I mean, repost from, you know what I mean, so people could go to your page or something, shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hey, like
But that's crazy too, because even that, like you say, I could do that. I could watermark. I could do whatever, and they'll do whatever they do to take you off of it. Like, that's
that's a
crazy.
fucking yeah, some crazy shit, bro. And it happens a lot, bro. It happens a lot in the rap game. That's why there's ghostwriters. That's why there's fucking people. I don't know if you've ever seen it where people want to be like, send me your best shit. I'm gonna pick one. You know what I mean? What these artists do is they just hear your shit and they start fucking taking your
They
shit, bro.
copy your
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. And if that artist has a big buzz and is up there, I mean, you're pretty much fucked, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
I kind of feel like that shit happened to me back then when I was starting up. I was sending like independent labels my shit, and then like they would just hear it, and then I'll hear like their shit, and like this was copying me. I'm not gonna say who, cause
yeah,
the big labels too, but I feel like they did that shit to me. Like
yeah,
I was
bro.
sending my product, and then I'll hear like probably 2 years later I hear the shit, and that shit sounds like mine. I'm like, I know they got it from me, cause it's like I made that shit, you know.
Yeah,
Cause I feel like
yeah.
being original is a major thing. You
It's a
know, like
major thing, bro. Being original is a major thing, which is why I'm even able to be here today. Like
exactly.
you could listen to some of the music and it's like been 10 years, 15 years, and it's like you could pop it up right now and it's like you play like we just made it yesterday. You know what I mean? And I was like, I was just like, wow, like fuck, like, you only hear that like the years gotta pass. You could make it and you're not gonna know until years pass. But fuck,
How they feel nowadays? Like I feel like there's a bigger chance for us to blow up as being a Latin artist. Because even though, like, even we go to Spotify or Apple Music,
mm-hmm.
they don't got you kind of rap as a. They got hip hop rap. They don't got you kind of rap for us. But I see now they got Latin trap. What do you think of that?
Oh shit, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Latin trap,
Now,
yeah,
now I
Latin
feel
trap.
like we're Latinos and we do like trap music. I feel like we at least got a label to go.
Yeah, there's
You
an
know?
outlet now. Yeah, now
Yeah.
definitely now. Yeah, all that Latin trap or whatever. That shit is definitely and it's selling a lot right now. It's a big outlet and it's a big market. You know what I mean? And it's selling a lot. So yeah, as far as Latinos, you know what I mean. Our fan base has always been there. I feel, you know what I mean, because we've always had the numbers. Um, I just feel that as that's on the Latin trap side, but I just feel like on the hip hop side or on the rap side, we just never had like our proper outlet. You know what I mean? I don't know why.
I was gonna ask you why is that? Like
I
even
don't.
then, I remember we had Pocos Pero Locos. That was a big thing for us. I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I can say why I think why. I think I think there's just I think to be honest, bro. Cause look, when you get to a certain level of having money, you know what I mean. Um, I've seen certain artists that they're on the traditional labels, like you got your Jay-Z's, you got your Little Waynes, you got your big name people, and then they have their people that they answer to as far as record execs and who owns the music. So a lot of this music is owned by certain companies, and they own the record labels, they own the radio stations, they own the magazines, they own all the media outlets. You know what I mean? So if you say something that doesn't align with that whole structure of things, you're gonna get you're I mean you're gonna upset someone in there, and then you're not gonna have a place in there. You know what I mean? So now and as far as me personally, just think about this. Back then, if Suge Knight would have put us out and we would have got signed and we would have gone on MTV, we would have gone on the radio, and I say something like Kanye West says, you know what I mean? They don't want that. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I'm not someone that they're gonna control. So if we're people that can't be controlled, they ain't gonna we ain't gonna have an outlet. You know what I mean? Like that's why I stay independent, because I'm gonna talk about the shit I want to talk about. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm not gonna censor my shit, or I'm not gonna fucking um not speak my mind because there's somebody telling me, hey, you can't talk about this shit. Hey, you can't. Hey, like maybe they might get offended over here. Maybe they like, nah, bro. If it's the truth, if I feel it's in my heart, like I'm gonna say it, bro, because that's what's out there. I'm not holding shit back to make a business move with someone else because I got a multi-million-dollar machine back behind me that I'm gonna offend or something like that. You know what I mean? So, that's why I like being independent, bro. And I really don't give a fuck if they don't give us an outlet, because we got the numbers and all we gotta do is just put in the motherfucking work. We all got our phones, we all got music, we all got studios, and if we all just keep putting music out, it's gonna overshadow all the bullshit that people are talking about anyways. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So hey, that's just all the artists gotta just, you know what I mean? Just get on their toes, get on their shit, and show everybody that we got a lot of material out there.
Anything else you want to talk about? Any shout outs before we
Shit,
finish?
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to oh shit, man. Shout out to fucking high boys, fucking weed out here, man. I'm smoking this shit, staying high as fuck. They got me all high boyed the fuck out. You know what I mean? Shout out to fucking Straight Faded Entertainment. You already
Word.
know. Fucking shit. Shout out to fucking everybody out there that supported my shit. On my IG, make sure you guys follow me. The Bullet Official _ right there on Instagram. Um, shit. That's about it right now. Shit.
Yeah, well, before we end, I want to thank you again for pulling up, and also want to give you your flowers, being independent. Like you said, this
Appreciate
this
that
one
shit,
has
man.
a million YouTube independent, and I say that because that's what I'm saying. There's not many artists that could do that, and if they do, I say this because they gotta go through other platforms. They don't got their own shit. Like
Yeah,
you said, we
yeah,
run it. Nobody could control us.
yeah, bro.
Like we could go straight to his YouTube. I'll upload my podcast to his channel, all independent. We don't need nothing.
We don't need no promo, no fucking, you know what I mean? See, that's the thing. Sometimes you'll pay for some promo, and these pages will fucking promote anything that you fucking shoot them $100,
That
a
part,
hundred, $150, and they'll promote whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
and we could just do it
I want to,
freely.
and that's the shit I want to stay away from. I want to stay away from all the fucking all these platforms that are like mainstream, like all these platforms that want to fucking copy the mainstream and want to like, you know what I mean, do all that shit. Like, nah, homie, like you guys are gonna copy us, you know what I mean, because we're doing this shit straight raw, straight from the streets. You know what I mean? Like we done this shit since we was rapping on corners, street corners, straight rapping, fucking doing beats on the fucking table. You know what I mean? That's how we used to do this shit. We started this shit from the bottom up, and now look at this shit. My first song I dropped, it pivoted the way Chicano rap sounded at the time. You know what I mean? Because at the time nobody was no one in LA really had that type of flow. You know what I mean? Like even if you go back and listen to Lil G's songs, pull up a song like "Living Life Like a Gangster," you'll see his flow, the way he was coming, the way straight riding and shit like that on the Ellis County's Most Wanted. You can see how he was coming to when the way I just started coming with my raps. Like I was talking some shit like I'm in the zone, I'm dropping the bitches, I'm back on my clicking and busting the mission, I'll never be slipping. I'm telling the homie to pass me the 40 that gets me to sipping. Like you know what I mean? Like that shit didn't sound like Capone or fucking or any other Chicano rapper at the time, bro. You know what I mean? So that's just one thing that's the first bar I started with the Chicano rap, Kina Chicano rap. They try to erase my name out of history. They try to erase my name off of history, bro. Like you know
Although
what I
they know
mean?
this is his history right here.
Like that they try to erase my name of it, bro. And the good thing is that we got CDs that are dated back to when all these songs were put out.
That
So
part.
the proof is there. You know what I mean? They try to erase my name out of history, and you know what I mean? That just goes to show what kind of bitchness was going on out here at the time. You know what I mean? Like like that's some crazy ass shit, bro. Like
For real.
you know what I mean? Like fuck, just try to act like this shit never happened, bro. Like shit,
Yeah,
it's
but
crazy.
man, hopefully I could bring you
Shit's
back
crazy.
again and keep talking about this. I mean, I feel like we could keep it going, and
Yeah, bro.
you got a
Shit.
lot of knowledge, a lot of good feedback for the people and everybody.
Yeah, bro. We'll come back and we'll do another. We'll drop some more raw shit, more raw material right here.
There you go, you bully or faded
I
bullet.
already know.
We out. You're